Hey everybody, it's the Cardio Gamer here. Back. It's time for me to get a cardio session in. Work on my Undead Priest. I'm probably going to do a bunch of fishing for a little while. And talk to you guys in my ASMR voice. So, let's go ahead and get this started. Get over here. Got my fishing pole on already. Start fishing. Hit them waters. Get it going. Catch us some fish while the catching's good. All about that fishing. I don't remember where the recipes are though. Where the heck are? I'll have to go look that up, won't I? I'm gonna have a bunch of these here shortly. With no clue where the heck the recipes are. I have a lot of stuff I need to sell too. Yeah. Man. My legs are tired. I've been able to squat for a week. Due to natural disaster. Did some squatting today after my first 2 hours of cardio. Some front squats, and let me tell you, my legs are definitely feeling it. Not gonna lie, they are feeling it. And now I'm here trying to ride my bike, so I really got to re-up my cardio game. I didn't get as much as I'd like during all the natural disasters. I did a fair amount, but I know one of the days I was so tired I only did 2 hours. And, you know, that's not good. Not ideal. Yeah, I made up for it on other days, but making up for it on other days doesn't reduce my baseline day to day. It really doesn't. So we're getting this fishing in. Get a whole lot of fishing done, and go from there. But yeah, ideally we want to get our fishing up to 500 quickly as possible. And this is how you do it. This is one way to do it for sure. Without there can be no doubt. No doubt of that. And yeah. So I wonder what I should talk about. It's not like I have a live feed here for me to ask anybody what to talk about. Talk about people coming together. You know, I live in Texas. And we just went through this mind-blowing hurricane. And for people not here, they don't understand. Some people are like, well, it's a hurricane. Why weren't you guys prepared? We were prepared for the sort of hurricane we've been getting for the past 50 years. What people need to understand, Texas gets hurricanes every year, right? This is nothing new for us. We're used to this. Okay, it happens. This, being a Category 4, is the most powerful hurricane to hit the Texas coastline in over 100 years. I think it's been like 130 years since a hurricane hit Texas as hard as Hurricane Harvey. All right, 130 years. Some areas did better than others. You know, certain areas have the infrastructure to deal with it. Where the hurricane hit, places like Houston, even though Houston metropolitan area got hit hard, the inner city of Houston was so well prepared that most people in there didn't get flooded, and they kept their power. All right. But the suburbs, outlying areas, that's where the real damage was. And you got to keep in mind, there's something like 5 million people living in the outlying regions. 5 million people in areas that don't have massive tunnels dug under them to drain off the water, don't have big skyscrapers and underground buried backup electric lines and everything under the concrete. All right, suburb areas built on relatively new land because Houston has expanded so fast that there were areas that 20 years ago were forest are now neighborhoods. All right, neighborhoods that used to be swamp forest, whole neighborhoods, miles and miles of them, and office buildings and companies and all of those things, right? They don't have the drainage underground because they built it on top of dirt. They didn't dig massive tunnels under there. They were not ready. Places like Corpus Christi, smaller city, was absolutely unprepared for a hurricane of that category to hit. And people need to understand Category 4, been over 100 years since one hit Texas. It's been 12 years since a Category 4 hurricane has made landfall anywhere in the world, worldwide. But the thing that we saw was people coming together. You know what? There were people out there helping each other. Nobody cared what color other people were, what race they were. None of that. Nobody cared. They were just out there helping. And you know what? You saw white people, you saw black people, you saw Hispanic people helping everybody. All right, you saw white people helping black people helping white people, Hispanic people helping white people, so on and so forth. People came together as neighbors, and everybody just chipped in the best that they could to help everybody else around them. Right? You saw people lining up to volunteer who were able to get out of their homes. There's still people volunteering. My girlfriend is doing special services that she's specializes in with her career. She's out helping people right now. I'm not going to give away what she does. I'm going to make my identity here public. But you know, she's doing volunteer work right now tonight, you know, in a specialized profession, licensed profession. So she's out helping people right now, for free. Because she's got a skill that people needed and asked for. The call went out, and she said, yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go help people. You know, it's only for one night. If I can give a little bit back. And that's the general attitude you saw so much of. You know what? A police officer on his way out to go help people drowned to death, and you saw a city mourning. And you know what? Even the police were out there helping, and I don't mean helping in the way that you think. People say, oh, are they arresting people? No, there were police stationed. I had to get out for a little while one of these days, and I couldn't find my way back home because streets were closed down. And there were police officers blocking up at streets, and they were up there in their cars, signs, and, you know, telling people, you can't come this way, you're going to die, you'll drown. And I stopped and talked to some of them, and they explained that there's no way down this road. If you go down here, you know, your car's going to get flooded, you could drown. You can't get a car through there. And I had asked them, do you know an alternative way to get over here? And they told me where to go try. And I tried it, and I was able to get home. That's what I mean by the police were out there helping. They were out there saving lives, doing their best to tell people the safest routes they knew of to get home, blocking off routes where they knew if people went through there that their cars would be submerged. All right, they were out in force doing that. In the pouring rain, in the hurricane. You know, and so a lot of times police get a bad rap with a lot of people. These cops were out here helping people. They were out there saving lives. They were saving lives. And same thing now. There have been lootings. Lootings everywhere, right? 14 people have now been arrested for looting. They increased during these curfew hours and the things that are going on after this natural disaster. Texas increased the penalty to up to a life sentence for being a looter. The police have been out there catching these looters because you know what? They're people who had to abandon their homes, and they're looters going in and taking everything they have left. You know, people who are coming home hoping to find their homes intact. There have been bands of looters out there breaking in and just taking their stuff a little bit these people had left, people who've almost lost everything, people just stealing what they have left. And it's not out of need, because FEMA is up here cashing checks. We know someone who already got their FEMA check days ago. Already hit their bank. In their bank right now, deposited. Cash ready. You know, so people who really got hit hard, they are getting help. You know, we saw a lot of that, people out there volunteering who had boats, fishing boats, bass boats, just random people out there getting in their boats and going and helping people, volunteering themselves. You know, it was people were really out there helping. This community came together. There's a guy called Mattress Mac. Mattress Mac. He owns one of the biggest furniture stores in Texas, probably the biggest one. And every time there's a disaster, he opens his stores up. He opened up his stores because he sells beds and furniture and everything, but he opened up his stores and whole warehouses for refugees to come sleep in, has supplies drop, was giving them food, giving them water. Opened up his buildings in his warehouses to give people safe harbor who had lost their homes or had been evacuated. All right. And then you know what else he did? A lot of the people, the mattresses they slept on, he gave them those mattresses and let them keep them and take them home. Now, people say, well, he's going to get a tax write-off for that. Yeah, he is. But he still takes a loss. Even with a tax write-off, you know you only get 80 cents on the dollar, right? So just so you're aware of that, you know, if you give $1 million worth of mattresses away, you only get tax credit for 800,000 of that million. You eat the loss on the other 200,000. So just in case people weren't aware of that. So he's taken a loss on that. But he opened his buildings up. His businesses, same thing, his showroom of his place, the National Guard who were out here having to rescue people in between their shifts and they needed to sleep, the guy opened up his showrooms for the National Guard to sleep right there in the showrooms and the mattresses and the beds he had there for the display rooms. He's like, well, it's not like I'm in business today anyways, the store's closed, you guys come in here and sleep on this stuff. It's brand new, nice mattresses, Tempur-Pedic mattresses. You guys come in here and in your shifts, you sleep on my mattresses in my showroom. All right, he stepped up and realized he had the facilities to give people safe places to sleep, to survive, to get out of the storm, and he opened it up to the public and said, if you need a place to sleep, come here, bring refugees here, you can house them here, ship them over. And they did, and they filled his place up. And he opened it up to the National Guard also. You know, that guy stepped up to the plate and really took care of his community. You know, and that's the thing. It was interesting to see here the way places like, you know, Texas came together. It came together. You know, people will say things like, oh, it's Texas, all those rednecks and everyone else here, they're all racist. You didn't see any of that. Nobody was racist. Nobody said, I'm not going to help you because you're black or Mexican or white or whatever. Everybody just said, you know what, there's people around me who need help. They're in need. I'm going to help them. And you saw that. You saw that. It's just people coming together to help each other. And, you know, sometimes it takes a really terrible thing like a disaster for the good in humanity to come out. Because that's the thing, you know. When people are pushed to their limits, you see the best and you see the worst in people. Just like, you know, you see these lootings and robberies and things happening. There is that happening. You see the worst come out. People who are going to take advantage of others, you see that, right? You see that happen. But we also saw a hell of a lot of good and a lot of people just stepping up and helping other people. And they didn't just help people, there were animal rescue groups. There were people going around in boats specializing in picking up the stranded animals after the people had been evacuated. If pets got left behind, horses got left in pens, they were in there getting them out, rescuing people's dogs, rescuing people's horses, cats, you know. So, it wasn't just people helping people. It was people just helping and saying, can I come out here and save some lives? Can I save property? Can I save some animals? Who can I help? And it was kind of nice to see. You see stuff like that, and it restores a little bit of faith in humanity, doesn't it? It does. And sometimes, because we step back sometimes and we lose faith in humanity because we see horrible things, we see tragic things out there. And it's out there, and we see it all the time. We see it every day. The news shows it to us every day. But then, we have events like this happen, and we see thousands and thousands of people just stepping up to help other people they don't know, complete strangers, and risking themselves to do it. A lot of people risk themselves. People did die trying to help others. That's heroic. That's heroic. That's heroism. I know someone who lost his car trying to get out as a relief worker. He's a registered nurse. He's a combat medic in the military, but he's a nurse. He went out trying to help people in a 1-year-old BMW. The guy drives a BMW. He lost his BMW. He lost it in the trying to get out there to be a relief worker to help people. He went through water that was too high, and his car got flooded, submerged, and he had to get out, swim out of his car. And you know what? He said he didn't cry about it. You know what? I got insurance. It's going to be okay. And you know what he did? He gets out of his car, swims, and he gets to a relief place and gets out and starts helping people. Guy just lost his BMW. And he's like, to hell, I don't care. It's just a car. It's a car. I got insurance. There's people over here that I have skills that can help save some lives. I'm going to get out here, and I'm going to use those skills. Now, he did advise everybody else that he knew to not go out. He did get on social media and said, hey, I did lose my card. Please don't go out unless you have a specific reason. Like, I've got a special skill. People can use it. I can save lives. Don't risk it just because. Please stay inside. I just lost my car driving through water I thought was going to be fine. So, but that was an example. Someone I know losing his car and jumping right back into helping. A lot of people would be crying pretty bad. They lost their BMW. It's like, I don't care. It's just it's a possession. It's an item. There's people over here that can't be replaced. Now, to me, that's pretty heroic, isn't it? That's pretty heroic. Guy loses his BMW trying to help strangers and doesn't cry about it and goes right back to helping people. Same day, right there. As soon as he can get there. Because he had to walk at that point. But, or swim. And he got to where he was trying to get to. And help people, and he got a ride home. It was all good. Apparently, because he's in the National Guard, he got a military trip home. Apparently he's still in the National Guard as a medic. So, yeah. Out there and just helped people. So, that's what we saw. That's what we saw. We saw some really bad come out in people. But we saw a lot of people step up and be heroes. Everyday heroes. Everyday, ordinary people. There were guys who were heroes just because they owned a bass boat. Redneck who owned a bass boat says, hey, I got a boat. I bet I could go get some people out of these houses. Let me go float my boat down the road and go rescue some people. And you know what? There were people doing that in boats who had lost their own houses. But they got in their boat and said, my house is gone, but I got this boat. There's some stranded people. Let me go over and go get them. Because at least I got a boat. I have that still. Think about that. think about that. There are people whose houses flooded and they got in their bass boat and went and saved their neighbors in it. Like, well, you know, my house is gone, but I got this boat. Let me go use this boat to help the people down the street. You know, it's crazy. But it says something about humanity, doesn't it? It says something about humanity. It makes me realize there is hope. There's still hope for us. There are times when a lot of times it doesn't seem like it. That it sure doesn't seem like there's any hope for humanity. Till you see stuff like that. It restores a little bit of faith, doesn't it? It restores some faith. I think it does. You know. But then again, what do I know? So, where are we at? 20 minutes in. I talked about that for 20 minutes. So what else are we going to talk about? Talking about these fish. I need to figure out where the recipes are. Let me get my phone out and look some of this up. Some of these fish. I don't know where to find them. Let's see. That didn't help, did it? Sharp tooth didn't help me. Let's see. Striped lurker. It's a reagent for lightly fried lurker. Where do I get that? Trying to look this stuff up. wasn't helpful. Finding it on my phone is not easy. Okay. There'd be some recipes around here. Am I wrong? Well, maybe they're at the trainer, and I just didn't realize that. Let's go investigate. Let's see. I think maybe I just missed something. Maybe the cooking trainer has some stuff for me, and I just didn't realize it. So let's check it out. Did we miss something? Fish cake, golden cart. Yeah, we missed some. There's something. Something isn't adding up. Oh, it's gonna be here. Pick a cookie, $4.75. $4.50, huh? Blood shrimp. Lava scale. No, we're not into that. Mountain trout. Yeah, we gotta get. How do we get to 450? That's our problem. I gotta have to get some northern spices somewhere. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh man, where am I gonna get northern spices? Where am I gonna get any of this? Blackened surprise, toughened flesh. Where do I get toughened flesh? That would help. That's more bullshit right there.
Have I got a deal for you? Can I interest you in a payment? I know a buyer when I see one.
Trade recipes. Cooking.
If you ever need any.
the upside, we know we can get more of that stuff. Now, I also know there's other portals. If there's a portal to Delarian somewhere, because I've already been there, maybe. Portal to Hellfire. Nope. Portal to pretty much, no, that's it. It's a portal to Hellfire. It's like, that's all there is, bro. What you want? But you know what? My dailies will get me there. So it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter, because I can buy those other recipes tomorrow. Could totally do that. And it won't even be a problem. So, let us go back. Get some more coffee is what I'm going to do. Thought that was something. I thought that was it. That was going to be all special. Alright, I'm going to get some coffee. I'll be right back. Yep, it won't matter. I'll do my dailies and figure it out. So, oh yeah, obviously I'm back. Let's get some more fishing done. Oh, I have a towel behind me that just fell down. Alright, I'm back. Is there any creatures though that drop toughened flesh? I don't know. I don't remember there being any. Remember anything like that. What the heck is that? Mountain trout. I'm guessing we need mountain trout. Alright, so I'm gonna catch 100 fish. Holy shit, I am gonna have over 100 fish. Not even being remotely close. It's funny shit right there. So yeah, I'm gonna totally have over 100 skillet fish. It's all good. It's all good. It's not gonna matter. I'll just get some dailies done. Yeah, I got so many fish that I don't even need. I can use all those. Let's be honest here, we know that. We know that already. What I am gonna do though, is log out here. We're gonna get get some of that ember silk. Why? Because we can.
Got the best deals anywheres.
Ember silk cloth. Oh, look at that. 95, 85.
Glad I could help.
Screw it, I'll buy 1,000 gold of this stuff, I don't care. That's me not caring. What's new? Nothing new. Troopers girls. Alright, I'm gonna log out. fishing here. Get them fishing skill ups. Hemi beast, huh? I'm gonna guess he's a Mopar fan. So many people don't even know what that means. They don't know what Mopar is. That's okay, guys. That's okay. What if they'll skill up faster if I use one of my thingies? Find out. Maybe it will. Anything to skill up faster. Get them skilling up going. Got that skilling up going. Man, fishing taking up a lot of time. Part of it's my own fault too. I'll let it do that. Should probably go out and do the delirium dailies. Say stuff like that, like probably. I know I'm not gonna do it. Are you kidding? Pretending that we're not gonna go do it. Well, we're gonna go do it. Now. It's a question of I want to go about getting there. To hell with it, right? Look at that. What's that? It's a big old dragon. What's it doing, precious? Well, it's being a big dragon. That's what it's doing. Think it's doing. That I don't they know. So I'm asking.
Yeah, what do you want?
All right. Use this to get some harder cardio in. I'm going to pay attention to anything on my screen. Build that work capacity. We didn't do these today. Probably should have. Could have got some northern spices. Skilled all my stuff up. Alright. if this is really faster than I can fly. And I'll talk to you guys next time.